Welcome to Chef Alli's Farm Fresh Kitchen. I'm Chef Alli and I've been stirring up a love of farm fresh cooking all across my home state of Kansas for over a decade. I enjoy teaching you about food, cooking, and family farms. And from farm to fork, Kansas farmers are always working hard so we can enjoy delicious Kansas-raised food.
And welcome back. We're in Chef Alli's Farm Fresh Kitchen today, and I wish you could smell it because it smells so good.
I try to make it hard on you when I come.
You do. I got to tell you, behind the scenes, people have been flocking in and out of this studio because they smell it.
Because they smell the beef.
Yes.
It's all about the beef, and of course May is beef month, and so that is our topic this morning. And one of my very favorite cuts that I find at Dillon's quite often is the flat iron, which is a new cut. It's kind of new, and it comes off of the shoulder. And to have a good experience with beef, especially this cut, there's just a couple things that I wanted to share with your viewers today. Okay. So what we have right here, voila, is a flat iron that I cut ahead of time. And with this cut, you know, because it comes off the shoulder, it's a flavorful cut because it gets a lot of use, but it's also more tough. And so what we want to make for sure is that we don't overcook it. We want to cook it to 145 degrees with our instant read thermometer. Okay. And since it's a thinner cut, when we temp this, we can't come in from this way because there's a sensor on our stem. We need to find out where that is on our instant read thermometer. We want that to get into the center of whatever we're temping. So with a flat iron, it's a good idea to come in from the side like this when we're temping it. Okay. This is probably not quite done enough because see the juices here, but what we do with our flat iron or with any beef is we like to give it beauty rest both before and after. We've talked about that many times. Yes. And so this was the beauty rest afterwards because as beef comes off the heat source, we want to give it time to gather all those juices and things back to the center so that when we slice it, it is nice and juicy. The other thing with a flat iron that we always want to remember is cutting it across the grain because we want to cut the fibers, and then also on the bias. So we would want to slice it like this. See how beautiful that is? Now actually that is cooked to medium rare. It's just got a little bit of pink to it. I'm going to give you one of these to test. See how nice and tender it is when we slice it like that.
Still steaming.
Yes, and we're actually going to add that to a delicious orzo salad. So this recipe is really great when you are when you have leftover grilled meats like chicken, beef, anything. You can add it to this. We used orzo pasta to create this. There's fresh basil that's in there. Give a little sniff to this.
I love when you bring herbs.
Me too. We added that at the end. There's feta cheese in there, and then of course the main star is going to be our beef. We'll take these slices and cut those into bite-sized pieces. And then to give our salad just a little bit of crunch, we're either going to add soy nuts, pepitas, or these are a honey sunflower seed. Oh. So we've got a lot of neat textures in our salad and a lot of pretty colors.
That looks really good.
Yes, and so go ahead, ask me a question.
I've never had orzo before. What's it? Is
orzo,
it like any other?
It's a rice-shaped pasta, and it's really neat because it has a tendency to kind of get a creamy texture to it. Oh, okay. So when you create it, like if you wanted to make another dish with your grilled beef, you could just put that orzo in a pan with a little bit of chicken broth. It's going to thicken up as you cook it. You could add your beef, and you would have a meal in 10 minutes flat.
That sounds easy.
Yeah, so I always grill extra beef whenever I'm grilling at home because I like to have it to incorporate into salads, other meals throughout the summertime, and so it's just very handy to have. Also, if you go to Chef Alli's Farm Fresh Kitchen, you will find a steak seasoning recipe, which is what I used on this, a homemade steak seasoning recipe, plus the recipe for the salad.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, remember that May is beef month. Get out there and try some flat iron or any kind of beef that you want to make for your family. Absolutely.
Yes, wonderful. All right, Alli, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, we'll be right back.
We're the Kansas Farm Food Connection, Kansas farmers and ranchers who are proud to put wholesome and nutritious food on your table. It's our mission to connect farms to families and families to farms through education and firsthand experience. Together, we're raising Kansas.